Hello everyone, I'm Richa Mehrotra and I'm the IB MYP Coordinator with Oakridge International School. And for as long as I remember, I've only been working with children and students. I am a leader, a writer, and an educator. And today I'm going to share some glimpses of my life and answer some of the questions about the education industry to you all.
What drew you towards education?
Uh, I think I was meant to be an educator. For me, it began, the seed was always there because my father was an educator. He was heading the zoology department in Agra College and, always writing book, working with students, seeking knowledge. So that's the kind of environment I had grown up in. I began my career as a financial analyst and was in the corporate world for a long time. And finally, I took the leap of faith. I started working as a volunteer in my kids' school, which gave me the window and it kind of emulsified my whole thought. Yes, that this is what I want to do. And finally, I transitioned as an educator, and that's what I've been doing. And I love each and every day of my life teaching children and just being with students.
That's really interesting. So, outside of school, what things are you passionate about?
Definitely, I'm very passionate about education, and that's what makes my personality. Beyond that, I read a lot. I think almost every day I'm reading something or the other. I love gardening and spending time with plants, and I enjoy my me time in my garden. I also, love doing a lot of art and craft, and that's the other thing that I really like doing.
All right, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, you've been in the education world for quite a few years now.
Yes.
And across all of these years, what would you say your best memories or maybe the most memorable lessons have been?
Well, to answer your question, I'll begin with a quote. What I truly believe and I have learned is when you teach, you teach one but two learn. So that's the biggest lesson of my life. I think each and every day while I teach my students, interact with teachers, or organize or manage things for them, I am also constantly learning. This has made me a lifelong learner, and that's the whole beauty about the system. I think each and every teacher or somebody who has taken this profession as their own choice are extremely passionate about it, and for them the most memorable moments, I mean for them or for me specifically, are the ones when I am with my students, when we all are learning together. That ecosystem that we together create in collaboration in learning is the most memorable moment for me, and I'm blessed to have these moments each and every day in my life.
All right, thank you for sharing. So, 2020 saw many students around the world have their lives disrupted due to the coronavirus and the subsequent lockdowns around the world. So, despite the many memes that the world would magically go back to normal on January 1st, 2021, we know this hasn't been the case and it will not be the case for many students throughout the entire year. So, what advice would you give to those of us watching who have already spent an entire year in lockdown and are looking like towards another at least 6 months in lockdown?
Honestly, I have not seen the memes, so I really don't know what the memes are, but I'm so sure they would be the positive fillers or the comedies that enlighten the life. So that's absolutely fine, but things don't just happen in a jiffy, or things are not magical. So I would say for all the students that you all have done a good job, each and every one in their own domains, whether you've been studying online through mobile or your school systems or doing self-study. Learning never stops. School is just a medium of learning. We've moved on to online learning, and you all, the students that I interact with every day, I know they all have done a fabulous job in adapting very quickly. So this is going to continue maybe for a while. So let's hold on to what we have and make the best use of the time that we have. And slowly we will definitely transition over the period of time as things change. We develop the immunity, we get the vaccines, and we are back to normal. But it would also be very good to do it very slowly, because it's not going to be magical. It is going to be slow. It is going to take its own time, and let's be more sure-footed as we move to that. But we'll surely be able to transition well.
So, talking about transitions, how do you see schooling and education as a wider field changing with the lessons from the pandemic and online schooling?
Sure. So I think for the whole humanity, the lesson from this pandemic is adaptability and resilience. We as a human race, time and again, have been very, very resilient and adaptable, and that's unique to us. That's what makes us all so outstanding. Similarly, if you look at the education, and how we all transitioned virtually, we've done a fabulous job. Now, through this process, we all have learned a lot. The good thing is, online education in itself has a lot of good points, lot of plus. So when we get back to normal schooling or the normal way as we were earlier, let's carry forward the goodness or the good things that we have learned across. And some examples for me to share are, let's say, you all as students get recording of the classes, which is an amazing asset, because what you have learned real time. Let's say you have missed something, or maybe for you to revise a recording could be the one-stop shop. So that's an excellent means of taking care of things. For a wider perspective, if you look, let's say you have the recording of the best teachers or the recording of the most difficult topic, that can be used in one school, or maybe it can be used across, to help or reach out education to places where you have less or limited teachers. It could help in substitution. The other thing is parents collaborating with teachers in terms of the PTM. Let's say in a city like Bangalore, where you have to travel for, let's say, 1 hour or so just to reach the school and then attend a PTM. You need to now click, and in 10 minutes you're sitting with the teacher and having the interaction. So this is making our system far more efficient and smart. So wherever the online tools and the way of education is making things efficient, making this thing smart, let's take it forward. The human touch, the whole physical environment that we create together, the ecosystem when a student and a teacher are together in a classroom, that is sacrosanct. So let's continue that and blend or take up the things that we have learned through this pandemic and make it even a far better, good way of learning.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing. Is there anything else you'd like to tell all of us who are watching?
What I would really say is, to all the students or all the viewers who are watching, we've already done a very good job with 2020, whether it is in terms of learning, because learning is not just academics or schooling or subjects, it's lifelong. It's how you are helping your parents at home, how you as teenagers are coping with parents at home. It's not easy. You are not meeting your friends. The channel of communication has changed. So you've already learned a lot of skills, a lot of tools. So keep doing your good job. Be positive about it. Things change, life happen. This would be probably a story you'll be telling to others, like people from the Great Depression or the World War share your stories. There would be stories of the pandemic. So just keep moving forward. Be positive, be happy, and everything will fall into place. And it's already going great. It'll get better each day. That's how I look at it, and I just want to wish all the students watching this a very happy new year, and I'm sure you're going to make it great in 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Arush.